and welcome. This will be another video in our onboarding series, and today we're going to be going over how to integrate vCita with another program online, and this will be accomplished using vCita's API and a program called Zapier as the in-between. So what does this mean is that vCita will connect with something such as a Gmail account. Now, to explain what and how Zapier works is it uses triggers and actions. So one program, for example, vCita, will have a trigger. This means something will happen, such as a new contact is created. Zapier will see that as a trigger, and for every trigger you need an action. So then in Gmail, the action will be one from the list that they have that can be accomplished. So something will happen in your initial program, and this will transfer data to another program, which will then create an action. Now we're going to go ahead and see what I mean and do that here. You'll need an account with Zapier, and I have a free plan here. You might start on this page and we'll need to explore. So the first step is to find out the two programs we wish to integrate together. Does Zapier support these? So one would be vCita, and I see that vCita is here, so I'm going to go ahead and select that. And so that sets that there, and then actually just right there on the screen I can see Gmail, so I don't have to search for that. Now, the two of these, now we have added them. Do note that if it says premium, you're going to have to actually pay for Zapier to get those to be added. So what we want to do now is we want to create those triggers and actions. And actually, if I scroll down through quite a few of their ads here and recommendations, and we look for the two that we've added, app details for current selections, and as I mentioned, the triggers and actions. So I think to keep it simple, we're going to say we want vCita to be the first program we're going to trigger, and most likely we're going to trigger whenever a new client is created. I think that's what I want to do. And then for every trigger you need an action, so we'll look at Gmail. What actions can we do? And we can send an email. So what we're going to do is when a new client is created, I want an email to go out. So that's going to be the integration between the two programs for this specific. Now, do recognize we are limited, of course. What does Zapier offer? They do offer these programs. That's good. What triggers and actions per program? So these are the different triggers and the different actions that can be accomplished. If we see what we can do and everything checks out, now we can go ahead and create what's called a zap. So let me go ahead and go in here, and I'm going to make a zap. Okay, so what I'm going to need to do is we're going to set our trigger set here, and we're going to need to do vCita. So I don't see my app here, so I'm going to go ahead and type it in, find my app. Okay, so now I've set my app. This is going to be the trigger. Go ahead and save that. Now the part that can be a little tricky is that you have to remember is that we need to get our API. So we're going to connect this account. We need it to link to the correct vCita. So once you see this page, you just say, oh, we need an API token. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over to our vCita account, and we'll find that through settings, business info. And then if your subscription is high enough, you are going to, such as business or platinum, you will then find this API token, string of numbers, which I will copy. And then I'm going to look for the page I had already opened. There it is. And let's paste that in there and continue. And then we can test it to make sure that our, essentially our key, because that's what an API is, it's like a key to a door. So this will access the information that vCita has, allowing for it to be sent. So I'm going to test that, and it looks like we're good. Okay, so now we can go ahead and make sure I have one client. It's going to pull up a client. So if you don't have a client, it won't be able to test it. So you do need to at least have one, since that's what this trigger is to see what will happen when a new client is created. The next step is to link the other program. So let's go ahead and choose Gmail, since this will be our actionable program. And we're going to send an email. Let's go ahead and save. And then we'll connect. Now, every program is going to have a different thing that it can do. And for this one, we are going to allow. I've already signed in on my Gmail account, and so all I have to do is allow. There's no APIs from Gmail, but there will be for multiple other programs. It's dependent on which program you're linking into. Luckily, Gmail just needs us to sign in, which I've already done. And then what we can do is say what will be go in here. So let's go ahead and choose different emails, who it'll be sent to. So I just want it to be sent to myself. And we have multiple options here. Do fill out the requireds. And then what will happen is once I have filled out all the information that I need to, then I can test it as we did in the previous one. And after that's completed, then your Zap will be finished, in which case you will then see this page, and it'll simply want you to name your Zap, and then you can then turn it on. And once that is done, your Zap will then run. And so every time vCita gets a new client, it's going to send an email. And of course, in the last one that I had done is I had made it where it will send it to me, but you can have it sent into different places. So that is how to create a Zap. And I do hope this helps. All right, thanks. And in a final note here, that once we had done that test at the very end for the Gmail, after I had entered the information, you didn't see that part in the video. It did a test, and I simply, just like you had seen for vCita, only when I hit test, it actually created an email and it sent it off. So here is the test email that had gone out. So I do hope that that helps you with creating Zaps. All right, thank you.